भइसक्यो त्यही पनि सबैजना बसिरहनु भएको छ त्यसैले धेरै धन्यवाद। आज रातिको प्रोग्राम चाहिँ एकदमै राम्रो सबैको उत्साह बढ्ने प्रोग्राम थियो। त्यसैले यहाँ NWGN को सबै अर्गनाइजरहरूले सबैलाई सम्मान गर्नुभएको छ, सबैलाई धन्यवाद दिनुभएको छ। तर खास चाहिँ हामीले हो धन्यवाद दिनुपर्ने सबै अर्गनाइजरहरूलाई। त्यसैले एक राउन्ड र आज बेलुका चाहिँ हामीले धेरै धेरै एक्जाम्पलहरू देखाएका छौँ कि एकअर्काको उत्साह बढाउन, एकअर्कालाई अगाडि सार्न के गर्नुपर्छ भन्ने कुरामा म यहाँ बसिरहेको थिएँ अगाडिको रोमा र जुन बेला एकजना माथि आउनुहुन्थ्यो तलबाट सबैले उत्साह बढाइरहेको थियो। त्यसैले त्यसरी नै हो हामी अगाडि बढ्ने चाहिँ। हामी नेपालीहरू पनि थरी थरीका छौँ र यो नै एकदम रमाइलो कुरा हो। मेरो नाम सुन्दाखेरि धेरैले भन्छन् यो नेपाली हो कि के हो? नेपाली कोइराला छ तर नाम पनि शबनम हो, खोइ त्यसपछि आजाद चाहिँ के कस्तो मान्छे हो भनेर सोध्छन्। मेरो बुवा नेपाली हुनुहुन्छ, आमा चाहिँ इरानको, तर म नेपालमै हुर्केको भएर तपाईहरूले धेरैलाई नेपाली छोरी भन्दै हुनुहुन्थ्यो, म पनि नेपाली छोरी नै जस्तो लाग्छ। त्यसैले मेन कुरा चाहिँ आज राति बोलाउनु भएकोमा धेरै धेरै धन्यवाद सबैलाई। यहाँ बसेर प्रोग्राम हेर्दाखेरि मेरो आफ्नै उत्साह बढिरहेछ र अघि एकजनाले यहाँ माथि आएर नेपाली क्लास छ भन्नुभएको थियो, त्यसमा पहिला चाहिँ मेरै नाम राख्नु पर्ला जस्तो, किनभने यहाँ आज राति कुरा केही किनोटमा चाहिँ केही कुराहरू भन्नु भने चाहिँ म इङ्ग्लिसमा भन्छु है, माफ गर्नु होला। यहाँ पढाएको चाहिँ धेरै इङ्ग्लिसमा पढाएको भएर अलिकति टेक्निकल कुरा गर्नु पर्यो भने चाहिँ इङ्ग्लिसमै जान्छु म। त्यसैले आज माफ गर्नु होला र मेरो नाम चाहिँ म नेपाली क्लासको लागि राखिहाल्छु। आज थ्याङ्क यू फर द 2 क्लास। So I really appreciate the love in the room tonight. It's really, really amazing. And that's really what unites us in the end. We all stand for different things, but as I'm sitting here in the front row, what I'm really feeling is a pure form of love for each other. And that's essentially what is going to lead us to advancement. So the World Economic Forum's 2017 Global Gender Gap Report says that gender equality is still over 200 years away. 200 years away. And yet, when we're in rooms like this, when we're sitting with people who are paving the way, who are leading by example, it's hard to believe that it's 200 years away. It gives us hope that it's much, much earlier. And so, as we work together to advance the status of women, as we work together to elevate the status of women, I want us to think about 3 things. And I know that we're all ready to go home and we're all ready to start dancing. So I'll rush through these 3 things. So number 1 is, why do we even need equality of women? Why? We've all come to say that yes, women's rights are important and, equality of women is important. But fundamentally, why is that so important? And I think we need to be able to articulate this. We need to be able to say why this is important. And the reason the full equality of men and women is essential is because it is essential to human progress. Essential to human progress. So imagine for a second a bird with two wings. And imagine that men are one wing and women are the other wing. If one wing of the bird is weaker, or if it's broken, can that bird fly? Can it go high and soar into the heavens and reach its full capacity? Can it? No. That's right. So until women receive the same opportunities, are able to meet their full potential, humanity, like that bird, will not progress. This is the fundamental reason why we need equality. The other reason, we are at a point, we have evolved enough in our consciousness to know that there is no biological, no scientific, no moral basis for justifying the oppression of women. No more. No justification. And in fact, in order to really achieve world peace, social justice, everything that we talk about, that will only happen when women attain full partnership in every field of endeavor. Every field of endeavor, not just one thing or another. That's one. Essential to the progress of humanity. Second point, many of us were here tonight celebrating our individual victories. I am deeply humbled by your celebration of my achievement. I feel very humbled. However, it's important for us to know that the oppression of women, that the inequality of genders is systematic. It's beyond just individuals. So what does that mean when it's systematic? Systematic means that it's embedded in our social structures, that it's embedded in our values, that it's embedded in our attitudes, it's embedded in our laws, it's embedded in our policies. And so, whether you're male or female, however you identify, we all have the responsibility of addressing the oppression of women systematically. So for example, I'm the first woman dean of the School of Education at the University of San Francisco. Great, wonderful. But if I go in that role and continue to work in the same way that people have worked in it before, is it going to lead to any changes? No. We have to be deeply, deeply mindful of the ways in which inequities are perpetuated, replicated, over and over and over again, and the roles that we all play unconsciously in replicating those problems. So essentially, what we need is a change in our values and our attitudes, a change in how we interact with each other, a change in how we see power. How does power play out in our connections to each other? a fundamental change in our values and attitudes. And acceptance of equality in principle does not free us. We can all say we believe in it. But what is required is a phrase that I really like. And it's called transformative resistance. What do we choose not to do because it's harmful to society? Not only what we do and continue to do, but what do we do differently? What do we not do? And what are some assumptions that continue to lead us down this path? This requires a new understanding of who we are, what our purpose is in life, and how we relate to one another. An understanding that will compel us to reshape our lives and therefore our society. And some great philosophers have said that when the equality of men and women are realized, when women are able to realize their full potential, the foundation of war, for instance, will be utterly destroyed. And again, this is only when women become full participants in every realm of society. And I know you're ready for other things, so quickly to our third point. The third point, I think we saw demonstrated here tonight, which is the empowerment of the next generation to be different, to think different, to do different. We talked about empowering girls. We talk about empowering girls a lot. Giving them choices, giving them opportunities, giving them access to education, giving them choices. This is of utmost importance. Many of us here are an example of people who had that opportunity and we made the most of it. But one thing I want to leave all of us here with tonight is how important it is for us to also educate our boys and our sons to respect women, to understand inequality, to understand how inequities are reproduced. I have an 11-year-old daughter and an 8-year-old son. And already with my 8-year-old son, these are the conversations I have. If your sister doesn't want a hug, don't force her to give you one. Don't touch her in a way that she doesn't want to be. Understand the role of men in lifting up women, which we heard a lot of as well. Understand that in order to advance women, sometimes you have to take a step back. Because what society does is privileges you. There is privilege in being a man in our current society. And what we're moving into is a conscious society that understands that one is not superior to another. That we are essentially the same. That we play different roles perhaps, but without working hand in hand, going back to the first point, humanity as a whole will not progress. This is a fundamental lesson we have to teach our sons. Because as our daughters are empowered, we need our sons to be behind them, holding them up, pushing them forward, and able to work hand in hand, able to collaborate, able to put themselves behind when they have to. There's not a whole lot more that I want to say tonight. सबैजना थाक्नु भएको छ, धेरै बेर भयो बस्नु भएको। आज त्यही तीनटा कुरा ले म अब बोल्न सकाउँछु किनभने सबैजना थाक्नु भएको छ हाँसिरहनु भएको छ तर अनुहारले थाहा हुन्छ सबैलाई थकै लाग्छ भनेर त्यसैले म धेरै कुरा गर्दिनँ र मेन कुरा चाहिँ म धेरै सबै अर्गनाइजर्स अफ Nepali Women's Global Network, thank you so much for this beautiful celebration of a true example of what empowerment really looks like. And I think our organizers deserve a really big round of applause. Thank you so much.
Shabnam Koirala, Azad, Dean, San Francisco State University.
हाम्रो निमन्त्रणालाई उहाँले सहजै स्वीकार गरेर हाम्रो प्रोग्रामलाई